Your cat is staring at you from across the room. Not the hunting stare, the other one, the soft one. And then, slowly, they close their eyes for just a second longer than a blink. You probably smiled. You might have even blinked back. Most people assume this is just cats being cats, a quirky behavior that means affection or trust. Others think it's a dominance thing, a way of showing they're comfortable enough to let their guard down. Both of these are real. Neither is what's actually happening. What's actually happening involves a neurological response that scientists have only recently mapped, one that your cat reserves for a very specific relationship, and it looks nothing like simple trust. Number 1. The oxytocin response that mirrors mother-kitten bonding. In 2019, researchers at Azabu University in Japan conducted a study that fundamentally changed how we understand the slow blink. They measured oxytocin levels in cats before and after slow blink exchanges with their owners, testing 37 cats over multiple sessions. The results showed a measurable spike in oxytocin, the same hormone that floods a mother cat's brain when nursing her kittens. But here's the critical detail that most summaries miss. The oxytocin increase wasn't just present, it was proportionally identical to the levels recorded in mother cats during active kitten care. A companion study by Dr. Takafumi Kikusui at the same institution found that cats who received slow blinks from strangers showed no oxytocin change. Only cats responding to their primary caregivers triggered this response. What this means is your cat's brain is processing your slow blink through the exact neural pathway designed for maternal recognition. They're not just trusting you. They're experiencing you as the parent figure their neurology is wired to bond with during the first 8 weeks of life. A critical period that typically ends, but in your case, never did. Number 2. The scent marking hierarchy you're being placed into. When your cat rubs their face against your leg, most people think it's either marking territory or showing affection. The actual mechanism is more specific. In 2015, researchers at the University of Lincoln studied facial pheromone deposition in domestic cats, analyzing which glands were activated in different social contexts. They found that cats have 3 distinct scent glands on their face, each used for different relationships. The temporal glands, located near the ears, are used exclusively within family groups. The perioral glands, around the mouth, are used for friendly acquaintances and other cats they tolerate. Your cat uses the temporal glands on you. In the study's sample of 142 cats, temporal gland marking was observed only between mothers and their offspring, and between adult cats and their primary human caregivers. The researchers noted that this marking serves a dual function. It deposits the cat's scent on you, but it also transfers your scent back onto the cat's face, where they'll smell it constantly. From your cat's neurological perspective, this creates what the study termed a shared scent profile, identical to the one kittens maintain with their mothers. Every time your cat head bumps you, they're reinforcing a parent-child scent bond, literally keeping your smell on their face, the way a kitten does. Number 3. The greeting behavior that doesn't happen with other cats. Your cat runs to the door when you come home, tail up, sometimes chirping or trilling. If you've watched cats greet each other, you know they don't do this. Adult cats typically approach each other slowly, often with neutral or cautious body language. But a 2017 study by Dr. Kristen Vitale at Oregon State University revealed something unexpected about the tail-up run. She analyzed 1,289 greeting events between cats and humans, comparing them to 431 cat-to-cat greetings. The tail-up approach with vocalization occurred in 73% of human greetings, but only 8% of adult cat greetings. However, it occurred in 89% of kitten greetings toward their mothers. The vocalization pattern matters too. The same study used spectrographic analysis to compare the pitch and duration of greeting sounds. The chirps and trills cats make when greeting their humans matched the frequency range kittens use to call for their mothers, averaging 700 to 900 hertz, significantly higher than the 400 to 600 hertz range of typical adult cat communication. What's happening is your cat is using a vocal and postural pattern they developed as kittens, one that evolution designed specifically for mother recognition and soliciting maternal attention. They're not excited to see a companion. They're performing the biological equivalent of a child running to a parent. Number 4. The kneading pattern that never stopped. When your cat needs you, pushing their paws rhythmically into your lap or chest, you've probably heard it called making biscuits. The common explanation is that it's a leftover nursing behavior, something kittens do that some adult cats never quite grow out of. That's partially accurate, but misses the functional component. Research conducted in 2012 by Dr. John Bradshaw at the University of Bristol examined kneading behavior in 248 adult cats and found that 61% of cats kneaded regularly, but only on specific humans, almost never on furniture or bedding alone. The study also measured the pressure and rhythm of kneading motions. In kittens, kneading stimulates milk flow from the mother's mammary glands. The pressure and tempo are precisely calibrated for that function. When adult cats knead humans, they replicate this exact pressure pattern, not a modified version. Brain imaging studies of cats during kneading showed activation in the same neural regions associated with nursing behavior in kittens, particularly the ventromedial hypothalamus, which regulates attachment and comfort-seeking. Your cat isn't just doing a cute leftover behavior. They're engaging the specific neurological circuitry designed for mother-kitten nursing, and they're directing it at you because their brain has categorized you as the appropriate target for this hardwired infant behavior. Number 5. The separation anxiety you didn't know had a clinical threshold. You leave for work, and your cat sits by the door. You come home to find things knocked off shelves, or your cat is excessively vocal. Most people chalk this up to boredom or spite. Neither is accurate. A 2020 study published in PLOS One by researchers at the Federal University of Juiz de Fora in Brazil examined separation-related behaviors in 223 cats using clinical-grade monitoring. They found that 13.5% of cats met the diagnostic criteria for separation anxiety disorder, but an additional 44% showed subclinical signs like excessive vocalization, destructive behavior, or inappropriate elimination when separated from their primary caregiver. Here's what makes this parental. The same study compared the cortisol profiles of anxious cats to existing data on separated kittens. Cats showing separation anxiety had cortisol spikes within 7 minutes of their owner leaving, peaking at levels nearly identical to those measured in 6-week-old kittens separated from their mothers. Adult cats separated from other adult cats they lived with showed no cortisol elevation. The attachment driving this response isn't peer attachment. It's the same biological panic response that prevents young mammals from wandering too far from parental protection. Your cat's anxiety when you leave isn't about companionship. It's about perceived abandonment by the figure their brain has coded as essential for survival. The same neural alarm that keeps kittens close to their mothers during the vulnerable developmental period. Number 6. The eye contact pattern that violates feline social rules. In normal cat-to-cat interaction, prolonged eye contact is a threat. It's a dominance display, a precursor to aggression. Cats who are comfortable together look away, avoid direct stares. But your cat stares at you, holds eye contact for seconds at a time, often while purring or relaxed. A 2016 study by researchers at the University of Tokyo examined eye contact duration in 89 cats across different social contexts. When interacting with unfamiliar humans or other cats, average eye contact lasted 1.3 seconds before the cat looked away. With their primary caregivers, average eye contact extended to 3.8 seconds, often longer. But the breakthrough finding came from comparing this to mother-kitten dyads. Kittens maintain extended eye contact with their mothers during nursing and care, averaging 4.2 seconds per gaze. This extended mutual gaze triggers oxytocin release in both parties, strengthening the bond. The same study found that when cats maintained extended eye contact with their owners, both the cat and the human showed elevated oxytocin levels, measured via saliva samples taken before and after 10-minute interaction sessions. Your cat is breaking fundamental feline social rules when they stare at you, because they're not using the social rule book for adult cats. They're using the one designed for parent-offspring bonding, where eye contact isn't threatening but instead reinforces attachment and security through neurochemical synchronization. Number 7. The sleep location choice that prioritizes your presence. Your cat sleeps on your bed, maybe on your chest, maybe just nearby. You might think this is about warmth or comfort. Those are factors, but they're not the primary driver. In 2018, researchers at Oakland University studied sleep location choices in 156 indoor cats, tracking their sleeping spots over 30 days using motion-activated cameras. When their primary caregiver was home, 71% of cats chose to sleep in the same room, most within 3 feet. When the caregiver was away, only 23% slept in that person's bedroom, with most dispersing to various locations throughout the house. The study controlled for temperature, bedding comfort, and ambient noise. Location choice was driven by human presence, not environmental factors. This mirrors findings from kitten development research, where kittens sleep in direct contact with their mothers until about 8 weeks of age, then gradually begin sleeping nearby, but not touching. The proximity pattern your adult cat maintains with you matches the near but not touching pattern of late-stage kitten development, the phase where kittens are still dependent, but beginning to develop independence. Your cat's choice to sleep near you isn't about finding the best spot in the house. It's about maintaining the spatial proximity that their developmental neurology associates with safety and parental protection. A pattern that in typical cat development would end after weaning, but in your relationship has become permanent. Number 8, the feeding behavior that includes you in the process. Your cat doesn't just eat when you feed them. They often wait for you to be present, sometimes crying until you come to the bowl, sometimes eating only when you're in the room. This isn't manipulation or learned behavior in the way most people think. A 2014 study published in Animal Cognition examined feeding patterns in 97 cats, comparing solo feeding to social feeding contexts. Researchers found that 58% of cats ate significantly more, measured by weight of food consumed per session, when their primary caregiver was present in the room, compared to when food was available, but the human was absent. This wasn't about freshness or food temperature. The same food sat in the bowl. The presence of the human changed the cat's eating behavior. This maps directly onto kitten feeding patterns. Young kittens don't hunt. They eat what their mother provides, and she's present during early feeding as they transition from nursing to solid food. A 2011 study by Dr. Dennis Turner at the University of Zurich found that kittens between 4 to 8 weeks old showed measurable stress responses, including elevated heart rates, when attempting to eat novel foods without their mother nearby. The heart rate normalized when the mother was present, even if she wasn't actively involved in feeding. Your adult cat's preference for eating with you there is neurologically identical. They've coded you as the parent figure whose presence makes feeding feel safe, replicating the developmental phase when eating was a socially mediated activity requiring parental supervision. The next time your cat slow blinks at you, head bumps your leg, or curls up on your chest, here's what's actually happening. Their brain is processing you through neural pathways designed for mother-kitten attachment. The oxytocin release from mutual gaze, the scent bonding from facial marking, the comfort seeking of needing, the separation distress when you leave, the eye contact that violates normal feline rules, the sleep proximity that matches late-stage kitten development, the social feeding that requires your presence. These aren't metaphors. These are measurable biological processes, the same ones that bond infant mammals to their parents. And your cat is directing all of them at you. You didn't train this. You can't untrain it. This is your cat's neurological reality, the way their brain has categorized your role in their life. And the science on this is not ambiguous. Your cat doesn't think you're their parent in some abstract anthropomorphized way. At the level of hormones, neural activation, and behavioral patterning, they are experiencing you as the parental figure their biology is structured to attach to. If you've ever wondered whether your relationship with your cat matters to them in the way it matters to you, the answer is in the mechanisms. Every slow blink, every purr, every moment they choose to be near you is their biology confirming what you probably already suspected. You're not just a food source or a companion. You're the parent they never stopped needing. And they're the kitten who never stopped seeking you. If this changed how you see your cat, hit subscribe. Drop a comment about which sign you recognize most in your own cat. The research on this keeps expanding, And there's always more to understand about what's actually happening in these relationships we've built with animals whose neurology wasn't supposed to attach to us this way, but did anyway.